Talks.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Go Movie Talks. This is Freddy and my lovely co-host, Maria Laura. Laura, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. Very happy to be back here at Go Movie Talks.
We sometimes take breaks, but life is lifing. So
Exactly,
that's all we
exactly.
make.
I promise people we're not going to take breaks whenever we start earning money by doing this show.
Well
Meanwhile,
said. Well said, girl.
meanwhile, there's a life to pay and it's
Look,
expensive.
mm-mm. Let's go straight to the topic. Maria Laura, what movie are we discussing today?
Suspiria. Oh my God. Oh my
Yes.
God.
Okay, let's do this. We are discussing the remake from 2018. Maria, why you chose that one? Because I'll say this. We're not discussing the old one, but
Huh?
after
Not today. Not today, but there could be a part two of this show discussing the
definitely.
first one.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you open that kind of worms because definitely I am an original stance. I love the remake, but the first one I think is what made me a fan of classic horror movies. So yeah, there is and don't get me wrong, they're actually very different movies. So I don't think there are a lot of comparison points beyond the basic trauma. But um off we go. Maria, why did you choose the latest Suspiria? Tell us all about it.
There are various reasons, I guess. First of all, and most important, I haven't seen the original one.
Oh,
That's the
okay,
most
okay. Let
important
me rephrase
reason.
the question. Not why did you choose the latest Suspiria movie? Why did you choose Suspiria in general? Don't compare it to the other one because
Oh, okay. That's a great question. Well, Suspiria in general, first of all, because it's I guess it's a completely different way to portray horror. Um, it's a I found that movie particularly difficult to digest in many terms. I mean, I had to segment the watching, because it was like I don't know. I mean, the first time I started to watch that at night, and I felt really scared, really. uh, but anyways, I mean, even though I'm not as fan as Freddy of horror as a genre, I guess it was a pretty intense way to reflect female essence. Um, I found it quite particular the fact that the only male character was actually played by a woman. And at the beginning, I was like, "Oh, is
was
that
it played by a
Leslie?"
woman?
Honey, that's Tilda. Tilda Swinton who plays that
As
character.
well, the doctor, the
Yes.
psychologist.
Yes.
I mean, now that you mention it, yeah, the resemblance there. But okay, you know why I didn't think of it? But of course, it wasn't shown that much when he was undressed close to the end of the movie. Okay, so those were just prosthetics. Okay, yeah, because that's when I said like there was some not mannerism because I from the acting I wouldn't have able to tell, but rather the physiognomy, the face.
Exactly. She
And
played
there I
around
saw
three.
that there are some similarities. Oh my god, I loved it. Okay, so that's definitely an extra point because I'll say this: I love the fact that it's a um, well. Now that I know, I was gonna say pretty much an all women cast. Okay, so it's an all women cast, and it's very woman centric, because this is something that a very easy way to summarize what's at the core of this version of Suspiria. It's that how sometimes the psychologist said it. I mean, it's what you call witchcraft can just be interpreted as a, a strong sisterhood. Of course, the twist at the end is that, in fact, there was witchcraft involved, but at the same time, the way they explore the mother-daughter theme is also, I think, it's an ancient perspective. I wouldn't call it
Absolutely.
modern or anything, but yes, this is something that's a very rooted in, I mean, in ancient witchcraft belief. And but I like it. I mean, it's, and again, I'm comparing it to the old one just because the old one, the themes explored in the old one are always in the background, let's say. Instead, here they take full center stage. Because the old one, it's a giallo film. I mean, you and I have discussed that before. This is an Italian genre, very specific.
Absolutely.
From Dario Argento, one of the fathers of horror. And the thing is, he does explore horror elements. He was a trendsetter when it comes to quite a few of the elements that are plagued in modern horror. However, the remake, I'm not going to say they put that to the side, but they do explore the whole mother's theory, which is explored throughout many different movies in Dario Argento's filmography. So, plug that, be aware of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Continue,
Okay.
please.
Yeah. No, so I find fascinating the fact that, and I'm glad you made me rewatch it, because clearly the first time I watched it, I missed some parts. I don't remember what I was doing, because I remember I watched it back in 2018. But first, I love Mia Goth. I've always loved her, but I did not remember her having such a prominent showing in this movie. So now that I watched it again, it's like, girl, of course, that's why you became famous. This is very much your pivotal point in your Hollywood career. She's now a horror queen. I love a lot of the, I mean, X, Pearl, Maxine. I've watched all of them. I love Mia. But yes, here I'm watching her and like, girl, of course. And I'll say this, Dakota Johnson, I like you, but in this movie, I was not a fan. I will say that much. To me, what
How can you
held
say something like that? This is the only good movie with, this is the only good performance of Dakota Johnson. I mean, come on.
No, I've seen better acting from her, and I don't think it's necessarily her fault. I think the main character, was not that layered, because a lot of, and I'm actually glad, because Hilda Swinton. She held his mother together for dear life. Oh my God!
I mean, no, not only she plays the role of a man, but also she plays like three roles in this movie.
because she also plays the mother.
Yes.
Exactly.
And again, I mean, Dakota, if you ever watched this show, I was just kidding. Of course, you're a great actress.
Let me know, Dakota. I did not say that. It was
But,
some of
I
her other
mean,
roles.
well, Freddy, you had your chance. Um, I have to say it. I have to say it. In this movie, I just love her acting. I just love her. I was like, oh my God. And actually that made me think, okay, probably this is the reason why she became that, that's requested for other movies. Because I mean, for me, it was like fantastic. And actually, she was very young, very, very young. So that's an extra point. I give Dakota Johnson, but not only Dakota. I mean, there are. I mean, the cast is so rich in this movie, okay?
Yes.
Which makes it quite special, quite special. I mean,
Not just the casting, I will say the background, because that was changed drastically from the first movie. In the first movie, it's just a dance studio in Europe. That's it.
okay,
There's no further background. And if I remember correctly, it's in Italy. It's not even in Germany. Here, they consciously decided to put it in Germany so they could add the political context. And it made all the sense in the world. So I'll say this: whoever made that decision, I do not recall the director's name, and we'll know because, of course, we'll post it here. But you did a fabulous job. I will say this: to me, it very much felt like Almodovar doing horror to the nth degree.
yes,
Dario Argento already did that with his original version, but this one had a darker tones across the board. It made all the sense in the world, and yeah, and Dakota, I will say this: your dancing, that that was actually very good. The dancing in general,
yeah,
like the making up a dance style just for this movie and making it so raw,
yeah.
it also makes sense. Yeah, because in the original, there is not that much detail. Honestly, the original, I just think it was made in the story was just an excuse for the horror settings. Here, it's the opposite. The horror setting, it services a much bigger story, and it makes all the sense in the world. To me, though, as much as I love the movie, the ending could have ended before. I think the movie went by like 5 extra minutes, 7 extra minutes. I
No,
love the whole dancing in red, but everything that came afterwards, and I'm like, oh, you could have just left it there.
I don't know. I don't know. I might differ a little bit. I felt with that ending that, every issue faced at a group of ladies stays in the group of ladies.
I
I
I
felt
agree with
like that.
I agree with you. That's why it was addressed. They were trying to close those cycles and make it
Mhm.
seem like I agree with you. It was a matter of that womanhood story to give it a close, but
Yeah.
I come from the side of the mysticism. I would have just cut it. You can leave everything else open just because you went there. Let's face it. At first, this was a discussion of that mysticism of womanhood. Like, is this an actual coven, or is this just men exaggerating, taking things out of context? Ladies, what's it? The word,
Miracle?
having mental breakdowns, not necessarily, but confusing reality and their imagination. But once you cross that line, just go all the way. Don't make it make
Exactly.
sense. It's fine.
Exactly.
So
Yes, that's right.
that's the only comment that I have. But honestly, no, the whole movie it lasts like 2 hours and something, and the time is not wasted. This movie is very conscious of the time, of their use of the time as the viewer. So I don't see the problem. Though, and besides that ending, like you said, it has a purpose. It
Mhm.
serves. It serves a purpose. It's just that I don't find it necessary. I'm not saying it's bad at all. It's servicing the womanhood aspect of the movie, but I'm coming from the horror side of uh, the fandom, if you will. But no,
Absolutely.
fantastic job.
Yeah, absolutely. The fact that this doctor just forgets about the whole thing thanks to that witchcraft. It's the a pretty big statement that only women know how they feel. Okay? Only them. No matter how much you explain, no matter how much you show, um, there's a blind point, okay, from men. Not with, I mean, I don't want to be misunderstood here. I don't even consider this is a feministic point of view. No, this is more like an in-depth research on how we feel, okay? Pretty similar to Von Trier's movie Antichrist, okay? In
I
which,
will I will rephrase what you're saying because I think you not I'm not gonna say you got lost in the hustle, but
thank
um
you.
yeah, because um for instance, for a woman to understand what other woman is going through, not many words are necessary. Instead, the psychologist, even though he's a psychologist and a doctor, he struggled to he needed to know instead of being able to imagine and face the truth because he knew, let's face it, he knew that's what had
Yeah.
happened, but he wanted facts just to, I don't know, convince himself of something. But and this is where the womanhood versus witchcraft comes.
Mm-hmm.
The new mother is explaining what happened to the lady, but a lot of it, like 80-90% of that statement could easily be said by any woman without any witchcraft. Just the small details like the friends or whatnot, and even still, that's something that any other woman could have just figured out and said she befriended whoever, I mean, 2 3 ladies. So you don't need to be a witch to be able to tell that story convincingly and make a man believe it. So
Exactly.
exactly. So I agree with you in the sense that that's the point of that section.
Yes.
But again, and again, it's 2 different perspectives for the same story. I'm coming from the horror side. I just found it unnecessary for the mysticism. But when you put it from the, that feminist side of, hey, you will not understand. Like, why am I here having to explain this to you?
Well, but that mysticism has been pretty rooted in history, you know? I mean, before
In
like for
general, I mean,
example,
just
Joan of Arc was considered to be a witch, and
I
many
was gonna
women
go
were considered
exactly there. Same with the witches of Salem in the US. It's the same story.
exactly.
You have
Yeah.
women that, again, could be hysterical because they have a strong feelings about things, and oh, men just call them witchcraft, crazy. Oh, you're in your period. Shut up. That's always the same story. And I'll say this: even here in the US, from the industry that I work in, you can see women struggling to understand why their passionate reactions are always undermined when compared to a strong reactions from men. So yes, this is a matter of um, battle of the sexes, pretty much.
Yeah.
As we hate admitting it, it is a matter of it because historically speaking, only women are called witches. I mean, I know the word witch refers to only women with magic, but
Mhm.
the word for men with magic with I think it's no, it's not obelisk. I don't remember the word at the moment, but wizards. But wizard is a good word.
Uh-huh.
Like
Yeah.
exactly. Again, it's a compliment when you call somebody a wizard. Instead, when you call a woman a witch, that has negative connotations. So
Mhm.
it's more of that
And have
dichotomy.
a look at how society has a misconception of the whole thing, because both witch and wizards do exactly the same.
The same thing.
Okay? They do magic. Okay? They're both creative, they're both sensitive, but the most important, they are both taken to the extreme of their emotions and their feelings in order to produce magic. Okay? So again, it's something that we unfortunately have historically lived throughout the time. But in this case, I particularly found quite interesting how the movie displays this whole topic. Okay, the imagery. I mean, oh my God! Oh my.
It's very you. It's a very, very you. For those of you who don't know, she is I will say it, maybe not prolific, but talented photographer. So, I
I
mean,
thought you were talking about somebody else.
no, I'm talking about you. Stupid. I was gonna say another word, but we're on camera. So no, I'm talking about you. Yes. So I was watching the movie. Some of the imagery, like this is stuff MLaura would take pictures of, like the setup and the camera work and everything. So I can
The
also see
dancing, the
why.
darkness, blood, etc., etc.
Yes.
It was like, wow, wow.
Yeah.
And then, there is a very particular use of blood as a symbol in this movie. Okay, of course, it's about women. Okay, but again, what a way to like combine all those elements together and make a movie. Okay, it's quite interesting, quite interesting, and those pieces of imagery highly remember or highly resemble the pieces of imagery used by Jodorowsky in the last movie we commented. What was the name of the movie? The Holy Mountain.
Holy Mountain.
I mean, come on, come on. Could have Jodorowsky been influenced by this movie? I guess yes. Okay, I guess so.
For the original one.
For the original, yes,
Exactly.
yes.
However, the cinematography is different.
All right.
You need to watch the first one. You need to watch the first one because actually the first one is way more colorful. The music is, it has nothing to do with this one. It's more upbeat, but it defined horror at the time because it keeps you on the verge of your seat without the classical horror instrumentation. So that is, he did a great job. Like I imagine at the moment he was doing this, he had no clue he would have this much influence. And also for those of you who don't know, like the original Suspiria has Jennifer Connelly in it. Like she was a teenager.
I gotta watch it. I have to watch it.
That's something nobody knows because this is such a niche movie. Like how did Jennifer Connelly end up here? But of course, those were the beginnings of her career. So that's a kind of interesting thing. And she acted with him, I think, in two more movies. I remember at least one more. So it was a prolific collaboration, and it's a lot of artistry. Again, you as a you're not a horror fan, so you may not necessarily like the horror aspect of it, but artistically speaking, I'm sure you will appreciate the colors he uses, and at the same time the music. It's very much his signature. In any movie that done a similar thing before afterwards, you can tell. Okay, no, they watched Suspiria, the original. This one moved away from it, but it has its own identity, which I also appreciate in a remake. I think remakes should be different enough to justify their existence. And this one, if you ask me, has like 40% of the original DNA. A lot of the characters are new in this movie, or they may have existed, but they were very much not developed. So here they all have a much bigger role. The dancing itself, it's at the center. Like from the very beginning, this movie just says these are rituals, and it's very much stressed from the very beginning. Just the way they look at Dakota Johnson when she's dancing, it needs to be hypnotic. I can imagine the director just saying, you need to fall for it. The breathing also make it very strong, rhythmic. So it feels like something else. There is that ambiguity of, are they dancing? Are they doing something else? You don't know, but yes, you know, because for instance, the doctor at some point, well, oh my God, the actress, I forgot the name.
Tilda Swinton.
Exactly, Hilda. Of course, Hilda knew how to play all the characters.
Tilda, baby, Tilda Swinton.
Tilda. I'm not surprised Tilda was able to play all roles because, I mean, hello, it's Tilda, of course.
Tilda,
but
if you ever watch this video, I just want you to know that I can share you with the rest of your fans, She's my wife. She doesn't know that, but she's my wife.
we need to tag her and just say, hey, you have two huge fans here, because that's the thing, Tilda. Everything, like whatever acting you do, I watch. Same with that short film you did with Almodovar. Oh my God, I'm a huge fan of both, so of course I watched it. I'm not sure if people watched it. I don't care. You're a huge star, amazing.
I don't know if she is the one that carefully selects the movies where she's gonna play, or her agent or whatever, but
No,
girl, I mean, I haven't seen any bad movie with Tilda Swinton. I mean,
I'm pretty sure she's involved in the selection of her roles. I'm 100% sure. She must have an agent, to do the paperwork. But
did I tell you about the dream I had with Tilda Swinton and Pedro Almodóvar?
let's see. Okay, this is going to
No, no, no.
X territory. But yes, tell me.
No, no, no. It wasn't anything crazy or forbidden. But it was rather, I mean, I was attending some sort of it wasn't a party, but more as a dinner, okay? But with a bunch of people, a bunch of people. And suddenly, the table I sit in is there is Tilda Swinton talking to Pedro Almodóvar, and I was like shocked. And I was in the same table. I was like, oh my God.
Look, while I was in Spain, that's everything I could dream of. Like, oh, please just let Almodovar just cross paths with me. I'll just shed a tear and say, you've inspired me for so long.
Absolutely.
It hasn't happened yet, but have to make it happen.
Yeah. Well, Freddy, I guess you know what I'm about to say. We have to go. Okay? We have to go, and we have to go movie talks, people. I am so happy.
Okay.
I'm
I'll
so
lie.
happy. We have about 140 subscribers on YouTube. Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, huge increment since we started working on this. So thank you all. Thank you to
We
all
love it.
144 of you.
Yes, yes.
Um,
Let me tell
again,
you, people, I'm not ready to be famous. I'm pretty ready to be rich, but not famous. Okay?
don't worry, you have plenty of time before you become famous. So keep on enjoying it.
Thank you for being here. Let me remind you about subscribing, liking, sharing, and commenting everything. You could tell us about Suspiria. Tell us if you liked it or not. Tell
Tell
us
us if
what
you
you
like the
found.
remake or the original. Drop it in the comments.
Exactly, exactly. Remember, we'll be making a part two of Suspiria with the original movie, okay? I don't know when, but just wait for that. Meanwhile, enjoy the episodes you're watching. This is Freddy Velasquez and Laura over here, and Megapixel at the back. And thank you so much.
See you next time.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. Go Movie Talks.